That was a close call. But why would there be ghost mechs inside the pizza chef's facility?
Me from making my pizzas. Those who dare disrespect pizza do not deserve to live.
Goddamn.
You must be Sam. There's something I would like to give you. I'll need a moment. Please wait at the delivery terminal upstairs. Sam.
what was that? Martial arts?
A form of karate I invented while honing my craft.
Karate, huh?
Pizza dough acrobatic karate, to be correct. Let me ask you, Sam, what, in your personal opinion, is the single most important factor in serving good pizza to one's customers?
I don't know. How you cook it? Season it, maybe?
It is the delivery man. Without him, the pizza delivery tradition would not exist. By the way, sorry about before.
You're the guy who makes the pies here, right? Which means that you're the real pizza chef.
Indeed.
So what exactly happened here?
I just got so caught up rebuilding the roads, I didn't notice those fiends breaking in. After they imprisoned me, they used an imposter to run my business as normal. Except, my pizza deliveries were just a cover to smuggle weapons. A scheme in which I was their unwilling accomplice. But I had faith that someone would eventually put a stop to it all. Thank you again for saving me. I mean your debt. You know, there are very few who could hold their own against me as well as you did. I'm going to increase your materials allocation.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Read this. It will help you to learn one of my secret techniques. The great spinning pizza strike. With it, you can use rubber pizza dough to silently subdue enemies a short distance away. Refine your execution through VR training. You already possess the necessary foundation. The enemy stats, where they are strong and weak. You see these things. For instance, you can quickly restrain an opponent with rope, can you not? Well, Sam, the essence of pizza dough acrobatic karate is concentration. While observing your foe, you must channel your strength in preparation for a single strike. VR training will help you learn. But someone with your potential should have no trouble at all. Pizza chefs hone their craft with rubber dough just like this. But I find it functions just as well as a weapon. Try tossing it at an enemy. If you manage to strike them in the head, the force of the spinning dough will incapacitate them for a time. They will suffer no permanent harm, of course, and you will have a chance to remain undetected. I intend to rebuild this pizzeria of mine for the new world and the people who will need to be fed. Help me to achieve this goal and to ensure that no more weapons are delivered in my name. Come back soon.
Order received. Well done.
mine.
see. I was in the cherry tree when mother said to me, you are only 17, you don't know what it means. So I climbed down and picked the cherries that fell to the ground.
Okay.
I can't carry it alone. So I'll bury that bone. Oh, you are only 17.
Good evening, Sam. Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Dear, and I will want to know where you are, if you're far or near. And I don't know how loud I'll have to sing for you to hear.
That's the place, huh?
I appreciate you coming all this way. You're a lifesaver. I'm not just saying that either. I mean it. Seriously, we owe you. Right. Let's get this cargo processed ASAP. This degree of wear and tear shouldn't be an issue. No complaints from me. We are so grateful for your support. Put us online with your Cupid. We're ready.
Now displaying your current order grade.
Looks like we've finally become part of the chiral network. Between this and the life support systems you brought us, we can begin giving proper treatment to all the folks suffering from chiral contamination. Oh, I got a little present I'd like to give you as a thanks. Take it with my compliments. Those beauties are pretty hard to come by these days. And I just know they'll look great on you. Oh, in addition to that, I've shared the data for a Boca skeleton. It's a piece of equipment specially tailored to porter work, allowing you to carry lots of cargo without difficulty. Ideal for keeping your balance while making your deliveries. Steep slopes and rivers are no match for this baby. It's bound to make your next runs much easier, and it'll help you expand the network too. You know, before you came along, we lost a lot of people to chiralium exposure. For a while there, it felt like we were counting the days until the inevitable void out. But it seems like we'll be able to avoid that terrible fate after all. We won't fall victim to the same tragedy that befell North Fort Knott. Our facility here at F4 isn't just a network connection point. It's also a key distribution hub for the eastern part of the continent. Without it, lots of folks would lose access to deliveries, and you'd have no chance of extending the network any further. And without a fully linked up continent, we'll never get to see a new plate game manifest. No need to worry though. You've guaranteed we'll be around for a good while yet. Rest assured that we will keep working to improve our skeleton tech. We'll be continuing our research into road development as well. All to bring this continent into the fold. Personally, I've always admired the Boca. They're traditional porters that used to work in the Japanese wilderness. No matter how dangerous the mountain trail, they always power through with heavy loads on their backs. I've never met any of them myself, of course. But when I came out here with APAC's first expedition, I heard some interesting stories about a local prepper as we were traveling through Mexico. This guy was apparently the genuine article, a real working Boca. You could always head back to Mexico and try to track him down if you're interested. We actually developed the Boca skeleton while referencing stories and official records of their activities. You might say it's a skeleton tailored to the needs of modern-day porters, like yourself. Simply wearing it will vastly increase your maximum carrying capacity. Oh, it offers superior gripping capabilities too, and helps you keep your balance while hauling tons of cargo on your back. When traversing snowy mountains, rivers, and other places with poor footing, this skeleton is an excellent choice. Now that you've brought us onto the chiral network, I feel as though we can finally see the light at the end of the proverbial tunnel. Our equipment still isn't as good as we want it to be at the moment, but we hope it'll be of use to you. As a major distribution hub, we conduct research and development into all manner of delivery-related technologies. The Boca skeleton is one such product of our work. And lately, we've been thinking of ways to create next-generation roads. Something allowing for faster and safer deliveries. There's plenty of room for improvement in the conventional designs. Since you brought us onto the chiral network, we've started gathering all kinds of useful data on the subject. But we're gonna need more before we're finished, I think. We'd be grateful if you could help us out on that front. Thanks for everything, Sam. North Fort Knott was deemed critical for the expansion of the chiral network in northern Australia. But due to chiral contamination, a lot of folks began dying, and one day, a void out wiped the city right off the map. We've actually been observing similar conditions here at East Fort Knott. Dramatic changes in the tar currents and rising chiralium levels have had everybody fearing for the future recently. But thankfully, you came. You put us on the chiral network. Me and all the staff here are committed to sustaining this pillar of the chiral and distribution networks. And doing everything in our power for you, and Australia. We've got a lot riding on you drawbridge folks. I hope you won't let us down.
Hello, Sam. It's me. More than 50% of the Australian continent is now connected to the chiral network. And it was you who made this possible. On behalf of the company, allow me to extend my sincerest thanks. It's likely that the difficulties we face will only continue to increase as we press on. But you and your comrades will rise to the challenge. Of this I have no doubt whatsoever. The probability of creating a new plate gate rises with each expansion. Do what you must to make it happen.
Sam, it's happened again. A disruption in the tar currents. We won't be able to head your way just yet.
Sam, this could be the result of that Nirvana phenomenon, right? We won't know unless we take a look outside, though.
Let's go.
Seen this before, Sam.
It's calling to us again.
Sam, are you thinking of going back there?
Well, if that's not an invitation.
strange. I feel as though my body's become lighter. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Sam? You might be able to jump much further than usual. Got grenade launchers. It's risky, but you could try taking their weapons for your own use. Are you up for the challenge, Sam? Watch out!
Hunt them down. Hunt them down. Contacto!
Ice pillars are a real nuisance. Think there might be a way to destroy them?
down.
I have something else. Questa ti mette a posto.
You've got him on the ropes. He's trying to flee to the church down below us.
Subdue it.
His face?
No, I don't.
Sam, do you read me? Come in, Sam. Come in.
We were whisked away to that strange place again.
What? We only lost you for a few seconds.
And time must flow differently over there. like on the beach.
Well, glad you're all right. The tar currents seem to have settled down, so we'll be able to surface there shortly. Just sit tight, okay?
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Sam, why don't we return to the DHV Magellan and get some rest? You can ask Fragile to look into that card you obtained as well. Oh, it seems all the possessions you had earlier are in that open space over there. Please give me...
Nice repair job. She's practically sparkling.
Perhaps you should take a break.
Sam, we've uncovered some new information about that ID card you brought back. I'll give you the details on the bridge.
That place we were sent to, the land of the dead, it strikes me as odd that it was submerged underwater. And did you see those columns of ice, the ones descending from the surface all the way to the floor? Afterwards, I realized what they reminded me of. The columns were reminiscent of a phenomenon known as brinicles. When seawater freezes and turns to ice, salt concentrates are released into the surrounding water. This brine is heavier than the water around it due to its higher density. It therefore sinks deeper into the ocean. As it flows towards the ocean floor, its lower temperature results in the formation of ice. And as this process continues, it can produce column-like ice structures. Any living creatures unfortunate enough to become entangled in these can be frozen solid. Little wonder they're called icicles of death.
His name is Neil. Neil Vanna.
Neil Vanna? Oh, here I thought he said Nirvana. There must still be tar in my ears.
It seems that the ID card you brought back belonged to the man himself. Charlie helped me dig up the details.
The card was issued by Bridges years ago, when the chiral network was still being developed. Records confirm that Vanna has been dead for some time.
So he was a member of Bridges?
No, it doesn't look like he was.
Vanna was a porter contracted by Bridges to handle jobs with special requirements. Like all of you, he was a doom sufferer who leveraged his abilities.
A top-notch porter by all accounts. He worked the Mexican border. Brought over all kinds of useful stuff.
Ostensibly, resources and medical supplies. But in truth, he transported drugs and other prohibited goods.
So he was a smuggler.
Vanna's ID card served as a key to some of Bridges' secure installations, though only a select few, of course. Specifically, those dedicated to the BB experiments, along with various other medical facilities.
I believe that the place you went to for counseling was one of them.
But everything in that area was obliterated 11 years ago by a void out, one in which Neil Vanna died. And from which you alone, Sam, were fortunate enough to emerge alive. Prior to all that, your counseling sessions made you a regular visitor, yes? Well, records indicate Vanna frequented the same facility. There's a fair chance that the two of you might have met before. Do you recall seeing him?
It's hardly surprising. A great number of people pass through there all the damn time. No one would remember them all.
Sam, it's Charlie. We've received your next assignment. This main order can be undertaken by accessing the delivery terminal at East Fort Knott. While you attend to that, we'll continue our investigation into Neil Vanna. I'll keep you posted.
I'm getting tired, Sam.
Why don't we take a short break? All right, everyone, let's give this another try. Once more from the top.
Thank you, Sam.
Sure.
By the way, Sam, you saw Tomorrow with the apples in the corridor, right? It seems she was training, trying to gain more control over her temporal abilities, taking green unripened apples and attempting to age them until they're red and ready to eat. But she's still having trouble getting it just right. She's taking it too far and making them rotten. There's no need to rush things. She'll get the hang of it soon enough. In the meantime, let's continue to support her.
From this location, you should be able to see some snow-capped mountains, Sam. Your next objective can be found in the heart of them, in the form of the Eastern Environmental Observatory. Once again, you'll need to link up several sites en route to this destination. The first such site to be brought online is the Chronobiologist Shelter, which is due west. Pick up the main order on this delivery terminal in order to begin.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Okay. Hook that one.
Yeah!
Face. It's been a while since I've had visitors. I'll check your cargo right away. This cargo looks absolutely wonderful. You sure took good care of it. How did you manage to handle so many orders at once? That's some efficient portering. I should have no trouble continuing my research, and it's all thanks to you. All right. Use your Cupid to connect to my shelter.
Now displaying your current order grade.
I'm finally part of the chiral network. I've been looking forward to this moment. I should be able to conduct research at a faster pace than ever. Please accept this by way of thanks. I picked up this accessory in the UCA. You should try attaching it to your backpack. Who knows? It might bring you good luck. Oh, and in case you're curious, the cargo you brought me contained a stock of cryptobiote variants. I've taken to calling them chronobiotes. They appear to alter your body's internal clock for a brief period when consumed. Just another example of the many ways the Death Stranding is wreaking havoc on our perception of time. It's introduced us to Timefall and the beach, as well as the EEs that brought about previous mass extinctions. You know, I can't help but wonder if extinction entities are related to chronobiotes. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Especially with the strange incidents we've been hearing about lately. Well, the porter who used to come through here was attacked by something. It was bad enough that they gave up doing delivery work for good. They still managed to deliver my last shipment, but it was covered with strange dents and markings. When I asked what had happened, they just said it was the work of the Headless Rider. People have been talking about the Rider for a while, actually. And there's this guy not far from here who's dedicated to studying strange mysteries like that. I sent him some details, and he said he'd need to ask around for someone to lend him a hand. You should keep your eyes peeled for trouble until he figures out what we're dealing with. They're cryptobiotes that have become infected with chiral microbes, parasites that induce changes in the host. Chronobiotes can accelerate various processes within the human body. Simply put, eating one should make everything around you appear to move more slowly. Much like Timefall, which ages everything. And the beach, where time stands still. This disruption of the natural temporal flow is linked to the underlying mechanisms of the Death Stranding. Continued study of chronobiotes should therefore help us to solve the greatest mystery of our times. At least, that's what I've come to believe. So I've heard a little bit about Hartman's research via the hydrologist. You know, the mass extinctions of trilobites, ammonites, and the dinosaurs. Well, apparently, all these ancient events were set in motion by extinction entities. I'm told there was a human extinction entity as well. And that EEs had umbilical cords linking them to the beach, which could be why their fossilized remains were somehow unaffected by the passage of time. The parasitic chiral microbes that latch onto chronobiotes also originally came from the beach. So, you could even think of them as another form of umbilical tether linking their hosts to the other side. It's a pattern that shows we can't discount the possibility that a new EE might yet be born. And the reason why I believe further study of these microbes could help prevent another extinction event. Now that I have a chiral network connection, this sort of research should finally be possible. I hope this isn't the last time we meet. With no one else around to make deliveries, I was beginning to think I'd have to call it quits. Oh, by the way, a sub-order just got posted about those strange incidents I mentioned. You can check it on the delivery terminal here. It's probably in your interest to find out more anyway, given how much time you spend outside. And, who knows, you might even be able to convince them to join the chiral network, too. I just hope we can get to the bottom of things sooner rather than later. Thanks again, and take care.
Well then, Sam. By the way, we have info on Nilvana to share. Could you join me on the bridge?
Order completed. Well done.
You're always appreciated.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Hell yeah.
Construction process now.
We managed to learn a few more things about Neil Vanna. You may remember that he was a porter contracted by Bridges. That's what we told you before. Since then, I received a mail.
Another one from our very own Hartman, I'm guessing. Look, we sure we can trust them? Whoever they are?
They are almost certainly someone on the inside. Someone with access to the UCA's administrative systems. It seems Neil Vanna was attending therapy sessions.
But the real revelation is who Vanna's therapist was. Charlie, can you please explain?
A specialist who worked with other doomed sufferers, including one Sam Bridges. She was your therapist and your partner.
Lucy?
Neil Vanna's name was on our client list. Right there in black and white.
That's crazy.
We also uncovered a photo you should see.
Per the records, they perished in a void out which claimed an entire city. A void out only you survived, Sam.
Lucy was pregnant at the time.
It wasn't mine. The child she was carrying. She straight up told me to my face. I never had any kids. She was just my shrink, helping me to work through my often phobia. That's all she ever was to me.
To the network. Access the chronobiologist's delivery terminal to find and undertake this main order.
You really don't remember me.
That woman just now, was that...
Lucy. That was Lucy.
Ah, yes. She was your therapist, wasn't she?
waiting for. The Metagenomicist's main order is prepped and ready for you. We'd like you to capture the timefall-resistant emu I identified and take it to her shelter. You might find the capturing part tricky, but if you're real quiet, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting close. Now, this emu appears to possess certain unique temporal properties. It may well have some kind of connection to extinction entities as well. The metagenomicist might have different insights into its nature given her specialization, though. Personally, I'm hoping this might lead us to a major breakthrough. Also, there's another order I want you to handle when you have a moment. It's related to those strange incidents I mentioned earlier. They might not be occurring right on my doorstep, per se, but they're still very troubling. Help us out, Sam.
Commencing route creation.
Order accepted. Thank you.
appreciate you coming all this way. Allow me to take a look at that cargo you carry. Took good care of this, I see. Ought to make my research easier. Huh. Didn't expect you to bring me this, but I'm glad you did.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
So, I finished examining that cargo you brought on over. Now, I know this isn't your fault, but this thing has been absolutely savaged. I highly doubt human or animal involvement. Kinda looks as though it was battered with a large heavy pole, but... And there are also parts that appear to have been melted. Not to mention the unusual tie marks imprinted on the surface. Putting all the pieces together, I reckon this is likely the work of the headless rider I've heard rumors about. In all honesty, though, seems like it was set upon by not one, but several riders. Sheer damage is proof enough of that. Yeah, we're looking for multiple villains, I'd say. They won't come out and wreak havoc at just any old time. There's got to be a reason they attack travelers when they do. Mind helping me figure out what that reason is? That way we can set the minds of porters like you at ease. Once we know more about them, I can use that chiral network to enlighten everyone else, too. Indulge my curiosity and I'd be happy for you to hook me up, is what I'm trying to say. If you're keen to do so, then pick up the sub-order I posted. I've included the relevant information in the order details. Be sure to look it over should you choose to take it on.
Order completed. Well done.
Disengaging weapons restrictions. Now entering chiral network coverage. Now leaving chiral network coverage.
You're mine. Nice.
Spot where it was last seen. Emus are awfully fast. This search may take a while.
You're mine.
mine.
Wonderful. We've secured the animal. Let's deliver it to the metagenomicist. I've never seen this kind of BT before. There's no telling what it can do. Are you okay, Sam?
coming. I've been looking forward to this delivery. Now let's take a look. Good job. Looks in perfect condition to me. Now this is something I didn't think I'd ever get back. Guess I was too quick to give up hope. My research is going well, and I have you to thank for it. All that's left is to connect me to the chiral network. I'm ready.
Now displaying your current order grade.
I have something I'd like to give you. I hope it's to your liking. All hooked up at last. And wow, I was able to finish my analysis of the emu you brought me in an instant. Turns out it was absolutely riddled with parasitic chiral microbes. It would seem their presence was enough to alter the emu's temporal flow, which is probably why it didn't grow older when exposed to timefall. This all but confirms what the chronobiologist has been saying. Hosts for these chiral microbes are subject to the timeless influence of the beach. It's still unclear how this might be related to extinction entities, but it's a vital clue for solving the mystery of the Death Stranding. An extinction entity has the capacity to trigger the last stranding. And if that comes to pass, the end of humanity itself is assured. Higgs attempted to make use of one such entity back in the UCA, but I know you personally put a stop to his plans. Hartman told me everything about those events. It's anyone's guess what Higgs is trying to accomplish this time, but I believe in you. And that's why I'm giving you these. EX capture grenades are invaluable weapons that work by leveraging the temporal properties of parasitic chiral microbes to great effect. In essence, they allow you to defeat weakened BTs in an instant by drastically destabilizing their intrinsic flow of time. But that's not all. These grenades can give you the means to summon your own BTs to attack other BTs. Should work on all larger specimens. I've prepared a few for immediate use. There's so much we can learn by studying chiral microbes, you know? They might even hold the answer to treating 21-minute syndromes like mine. Yes. Next time you're able to inflict significant damage on a large BT, try tossing an EX capture grenade into its mouth. Not only will you neutralize your foe, but you'll find it also leaves behind a milky white chiral crystal. I've taken to calling these objects BT crystals. If you see one, make sure you don't forget to pick it up. I say that because if you've got one on hand, you'll be able to use it the next time you encounter a large BT. The BT crystal will react with the tar and transform into a variant of the BT you captured. When activated, the crystal will summon a variant of the BT that spawned it, which will emerge from the depths of the tar. Ordinary large BTs will perceive this variant as a critical threat and proceed to attack on sight. Yes, I'm also a member of the 21-Minute Anxiety Association. The chronobiologist happens to be another member. We're sisters, in fact. Our mother belongs to the group, too. She's a hydrologist working out of Hartman's lab. Perhaps you've already met? We've all got similar conditions, but I'm not sure if genetics is a relevant factor. But whatever the cause of our syndromes may be, we are all trying to study the world and find answers in our own ways. While we've discovered plenty of chiral creatures that resemble smaller animals like rats and spiders, as their name might suggest, chiral microbes are even tinier. They're parasitic by nature and favor hosts from the world of the dead. They're just an amazing discovery all around. The final missing piece I needed for my research. In recent days, large BTs have been growing more active in the region to the south of this facility. It's possible that this too could be a consequence of Higgs's efforts. If you're headed that way, you had better be prepared for the worst. Though that might also be a good opportunity to give those EX capture grenades a try. I just know they'll prove effective. And if you're interested in some additional work, I'd also like you to take the emu you brought me to the animal shelter. The staff there want to look after it, and I don't have the proper facilities to give it a home here anyway. I've posted a sub-order for this request. There's no rush. You can pick it up from the delivery terminal here whenever you're ready. Thanks again for all your help. I'll probably be hitting you up again.
Sam, your next destination is the F5 East Distribution Center, which can be found near the southeast shore of the lake close by. I'm told one of the staff members there is an old acquaintance of yours. Anyway, a main order has been entered into the system. You can access the delivery terminal here to undertake it. That said, another request concerning the animal you rescued has also caught my eye. Alternatively, you can undertake this sub-order first if you wish. I'll leave it up to you, Sam.
Order completed. Well done.
The delivery will be assigned to another porter. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
accepted. Thank you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Nice repair job. She's practically sparkling. Feels good.
Hello again. I heard about what happened. I'll assess the condition of the bird right away. The emu's a happy little guy, eh? Thanks for taking such good care of it. Is this cargo what I think it is? Wow, you're the greatest. We'd like you to have this data for everything you've done. See what you think. We're upping the amount of materials you can take from our stores.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
We've developed a new type of hologrenade that produces fake BTs. Most armed groups are terrified of BTs, so they'll clear out the moment they catch sight of anything resembling one. Mind you, if they happen to get close enough to touch the hologram, they'll quickly figure out it isn't real. So, think carefully about where you deploy them. Come back soon. We'll have more for you.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Cheers as always. Stay safe out here.
You're mine. That one.
Chiral creatures can travel in groups of several hundred individuals. If you intend to face them, explosive ordnance is your only viable option. Pick out as many as you can at once.
You're mine.
Now entering chiral network coverage. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Thanks for coming in this dismal weather. I'll review the status of orders right away. You made it here right on time. Great. Just had to surprise me with this of all things. Thank you. Thank you. You've been a pillar of support. You can use more of my materials now. I hope you make wonderful things with them.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I have something I'd like to give you. I hope it's to your liking. Don't freak out, but it's exactly what it looks like. This hat is a living organism. I raised it here, in fact. It regularly emits cries that humans can't hear. But when other chiral creatures hear the sound, they grow much more calm and relaxed. I've actually been studying the unique noises chiral creatures make as part of a joint project with the musician. And at some point, this little guy started copying what he heard in my lab. I don't understand it myself yet, but the takeaway is that if you wear this hat, you should find it easier to pass through areas with chiral creatures. Put it on and test it out. And come back soon.
Order completed. Well done.
Just like the guy
Now leaving chiral network coverage.
Okay. Easy now.